My name is Diogo Sousa Aceves, and I'm making a video about private costs. An informal definition of private costs are basically like the expenses that a person or a company directly faces when they make a product or provide a service. This includes costs like raw materials, labor, and any out of pocket expenses. Essentially, it is the money you have to spend to get something done. For instance, if you run a bakery, your private costs would include the salary you give your employees, the ingredients that you have to buy, as well as the electricity to even have the oven working. These costs directly affect your revenue, since the higher the private cost is, the lower your revenue will be. A formal definition of private costs, it is refers to the actual expenses incurred by individuals or firms during the production of goods or services. These costs include explicit costs such as wages, rent, and materials, and inexplicit costs such as the opportunity cost of using own resources. For example, if a factory uses a building it owns to produce goods, the opportunity cost of not renting out that building is considered a private cost. Private costs are important because they help calculate profitability, make pricing decisions, and allocate resources efficiently. Understanding these costs can allow for accurate financial planning and budgeting, as well as ensuring that expenses are managed effectively. They are also critical for conducting cost benefit analysis to determine the viability of a project, or an investment you do. In essence, private costs provide the financial foundation for strategic business decisions and overall economic, economic health. There's a formula that can be used to help you find the private cost, which is essentially private cost equals fixed cost plus variable cost. The fixed cost is essentially costs that do not change with the level of output you provide, which include the rent, salaries, and many different other things. Variable costs are essentially costs that vary with the amount of levels of output, which include the raw materials, the labor, because if you use more raw materials, the cost will vary depending on how many of you use of that thing. There's also a graph that shows private costs, as you can see right here. As the supply right here is also known as the private cost. You can also see the distance that you can see between the social cost and the private cost. There's an external cost, which is important to understand. Overall, this graph is great. It's a great representation to how a private cost works, and it helps you understand the different costs in your company, not just private but other types of costs, as you can see right here. Overall, it is important to understand private costs within an entire market to make informed financial decisions and avoid an inefficient economic structure. By accurately identifying and managing private costs, businesses can set appropriate prices, allocate resources efficiently, and ensure long-term profitability. As in this, in turn, supports economics, efficiency, and stability, contributing to a healthier market environment. Thank you. Have a good day.